Hello. How are you guys signing on? Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited. Been doing readings all day. So, hello to you guys signing on. Hi. Stephanie's moderating. So good to see all of you signing on. Hold on here just a sec. Okay. All right. Hi to you guys signing on. Thank you for coming on the live. Hi, Kelly from Pueblo, Ginger, Debbie, Sarah. I'm seeing all of you start to appear on there. Hi to you guys signing on. We're going to do some readings tonight. Good to see all of you. Hello. I love seeing you all when you start to appear. It's magical. I've been doing readings at my office all day. So I'm kind of in the mood to, these will be my last readings of the day, but all day long I've been doing readings. Hello from, hi, Iowa, and to all the rest of you signing on in different places, different locations. Hello, thank you for the compliments. I will take all the compliments. I did actually do my makeup tonight. I have spent a year watching TikTok videos on how to do makeup, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm not so great with it. I tried to do eyeliner and my hand's really shaky. So we'll just say it took a lot longer than I anticipated in order for me to get that done. But hi to you guys signing on. We're going to do some readings tonight. Thank you for loving my fake hair. I totally dig it. And so, by the way, in case you didn't know, my hair is fake. My real hair is quite thin. So I wear wigs, and that's why my hair always looks fucking awesome, because it is fake. So I just want to let you know. I also want to let you know that my daughter is moderating. And I want to remind you guys, I have a slew of scammers that seem to love to spam my Facebook. And apparently I have a whole fake TikTok channel that has more followers than my real TikTok channel does. So that's cute. But I just want to let you guys know, just a reminder, I will never reach out to you by email or anything like that. I only do readings like impromptu on these. And if you ever schedule a reading with me, you have to do that online. You don't do it through me. So just remember that. But hello to all you guys signing on tonight. Thank you for saying you can't tell. I know, right? You definitely can't tell, but none of them you can. So every time you guys see me over the last 10 years, I've been wearing fake hair. So just FYI. And you can thank the good folks at Gigi's Wigs and Amazon and now Temu, although this one's from Amazon. So hi, thank you. Thank you for the compliments. We're going to do some readings tonight, so I'm excited. But you know what else I'm freaking excited about? So on the 27th, on Sunday, October 27th, from 10 to 2, I'm doing another one of my free open houses at my office. Details are on the Facebook event. It's on my website to find out about it. If you do it through my website, RSVP, you don't have to get a ticket or anything like that, but we're trying to figure out how many people will be there. So you can RSVP through my website, through my Wix site, or you can RSVP through Facebook. However you want to do that is absolutely fine. We're just trying to get an idea of the head count. We do have some students that will come do readings, but not as many as we used to, because I don't teach as many classes anymore, although that's about to change. All that information will be kind of at the thing on the 27th. And I will be doing some free live readings there. It's from 10 to 2. So the schedule's up, but basically from, I think it's 10:30 to 11, I'm going to do some free ones for the audience. And then I'm going to do a little talk about questions you guys might have about Halloween and stuff like that, how to bless your house. Me and my friend from high school, Misty, will also be offering. So there's all kinds of free shit that I give away. So you come and you get 5 tickets and you can put in whatever drawing boxes you want. You can put it all in one or whatever. So I give away a couple of half-hour readings. I give away a house blessing kit. We are going to give away an in-person, within 50 miles, house blessing in person. because me and Misty are going to go out and bless somebody's house. So if you want to enter to have like a full on like house blessing kind of experience with me and Misty, that is awesome. But I'll be talking about other stuff, talking about like the women's retreat that I have coming up in February, which I'm super excited about. The event with Anthony that's coming up in November, he's coming out. So if you guys haven't gotten tickets, get tickets. We always sell out. It's limited to about 55 people. So he is an amazing medium. And if you've never seen him, he's great with like names and stuff like that, things that I am not even good with in person. And he'll be there. And then I have a tarot class coming up next year with the ladies, with Jen and Sarah Martucci and Jen Welty. We still got to get the dates together. We were going to do that last year, but it didn't work out. So we'll be doing it this year. And so that's coming up. I'm going to start doing the psychic and self-development classes again. All that kind of stuff is coming up, and having my groups and stuff meet at my office. My friend Charles will be there talking about his psychic groups. And I know Stephanie is kind of like putting the information in. So for you guys watching on YouTube or Facebook, she's putting links to all the information and all the things that I'm talking about. And so all that stuff's coming up. And so we'll be doing that at the open house. And then at the end, after the giveaways, I will probably do about 45 minutes of live readings. If you are in a different state, we're going to try to allow you, because I'm going to do some Q&A about Halloween stuff and things like that. So we will try to include you in the Q&A. You will be able to watch the whole thing, but I can't readings on there. So you can watch the readings, but not necessarily participate in them. That's what this is for. So if any of you guys are interested, all that cool shit's coming up. And I would love to have you at my open house, because you guys know, for any of you that have been there, I just love doing those. And it's so cool to get to see everybody and talk to everybody and stuff. I don't know if Chris is going to be out there with pastries and stuff. He may or may not be. But I will be out there. So if you want to come see me or see Charles, my friend Misty is going to be out there. She's going to be working with me with Home Sweet Home. So all that kind of stuff is coming up. I will be doing some readings here in just a minute. I'm just waiting for a few more people to kind of sign on. But if you guys have any questions about the open house or anything else. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys something. So like I've been doing a lot, like I do a lot of readings. And now it's like 20 years I've been doing readings. So I still love it just as much as I always did. What's really cool is lately, like in some of the in-person ones, because the experience is always different. Like I always feel like I'm getting different aspects of people's personality, of how they died, of all kinds of stuff about them. But my last one today was really interesting, because it was this lady's dad, and he came, and he was like a total freaking smart ass when he was alive. And you guys know, anybody who's watched this, those are my favorites, because I am also a smart ass. And when he came through, he was like telling jokes like he would have told when he was alive. And I thought that was so awesome, because it like, he filled the room, like his energy filled the room. So I mean, I love doing group readings and I love doing these and everything, but the individual ones are freaking awesome, because it's like, it's almost like they just kind of like come back to life for a minute. And it's kind of like a little family reunion. And they kind of answer questions, and without you having to ask, like that part's freaking awesome. And so I still have yet to get used to my job. I will be on here for an hour tonight, you guys. So I will be on here till 9. So if you don't get a reading right away, just know that I will do my best to do that. We are doing this through StreamYard. So that gives you the opportunity to hop on. I will put a link on there, because it's really cool to get to bring people on with me. But if you don't feel comfortable like coming on, I totally get that. But having your voice is awesome. So even if it's just your voice and you just come on audibly, that would be lovely. If I've read you before, I may know that. And if I talk to loved ones for you and I have like in my office or in some other way, I may also be able to tell that as well. And so I just want to say that. Also, as we do this, oh, thank you guys. I'm doing good, good, good. It's so good to see all of you and have you signing on and stuff. And I hope you can come to my open house on the 27th so I can give you all hugs, and not just a hug, but I also have my $1 million bills, which you can only cash on Motion Picture Association. But I do have them with my fast money oil on them. And I love to give everybody a hug and $1 million when they come. So expect a hug and $1 million bill. But that will be happening. But good to see all of you. So I want to say, hold on, I'm just trying to like work through some of this. So I have Stephanie moderating. I'm not reading the comments as much. I just want you guys to know that, because otherwise I'm just looking like this the whole entire time. And, you know, that's why it's nice to bring people on video so I don't have to sit there and try to read the comments. And so hi to all you guys signing on. Good to see you. Good to see you. And so I will be doing readings, and the way those will work is that I will say information about someone. I'm just going to kind of like share some information, and they will mostly all start mediumship. If anything kind of happens where it's going psychic, I'll just tell you that, because I know that not everybody tunes in to talk to their loved ones. But I do know that people have all kinds of shit going on in their lives. So since I don't just do medium readings and I do psychic stuff as well, I just want you guys to know that if it's psychic, I will let you know that it might start off as mediumship and then go to psychic. We'll see as we go, but just be open to the experience and whatever happens. This is my cat. This is Kitty Kits, just in case any of you didn't know her. This is my little kitty kit. She looks so angry right now, and that's okay. So anyway, so Kitty Kits is with me at the moment. And if you haven't met her, this is her. Sasha Kitty Kits Kiddington. I guess I'm gonna let her down now. So anyway, she is super cute. She's the cutest of all the kitties. So anyway, so I'm going to do readings. Just try not to tell me too much as we go. If you want to get on visually, like if you want to get on video, awesome. If you don't want to and you just want to do audio, that's fine too. Like, you're not hurting my feelings. I know that like I sat there and I had to like do my makeup before I did a freaking video, and like before I do like a TikTok video or something, I was, so I understand if you guys aren't like, oh yeah, I just want to get on video on live. But if any of you guys are on TikTok and you want to follow my real TikTok, not the one that is fake, that has more followers than my real TikTok, mine has like 880 something. I want to get to the point where I get to 1,000, and then I can do live readings on there too, which would be kind of cool because I'm a middle of the night kind of person. And if any of you guys are ever up in the middle of the night, that might be something awesome. Let's see. All right, you guys. So this is, hi, Jerry. Oh my gosh. I was just in Ohio. I miss you. I will call you one of these days. I'm a horrible friend, you guys, just so you know. I never return phone calls or whatever. And if someone isn't right in front of my face, I just forget all about it. So it's one of the lovely benefits of having ADHD. So one of the other benefits is that I can talk to loved ones. So that's a good benefit. And then the other benefit is that, or non-benefit, is that I forget everything and lose everything. So, okay, you guys. So let's maybe get started. I'm going to say some stuff, and then Stephanie's going to help me kind of figure out who I'm with, because I'm probably not going to read a lot of the comments just because it's really hard with bifocals to not like have you guys looking at my nose the whole time. So anyway, so let's get started. For any of you guys who haven't had a reading from me, just don't tell me too much. Let me do the work. I came up with this amazing saying that I love, and it is less information is more validation. So don't tell me a bunch of shit. It will give you more validation that your loved ones are with you, the less you tell me. At the end, you're welcome to fill me in with details or something like that just for the audience. But as we go through the process, I would say the exact same thing if you were in my office as well. So less is more. Just remember that. And so I do feel like I have somebody here that it looks like they're on a boat. So I feel like whoever this person is, either they died connected to a boat or they had a boat that they love to sail in or something like that. Oh, by the way, once we pick who it is, and I put the link up here, don't click the link unless it's you that I choose, because otherwise you're just going to sit in the little waiting area, because I'm not going to bring you on unless you're the person that I choose. So you can click the link, but I'm not going to do a reading necessarily unless you're the person that I choose. That's thing number one. And thing number two is that these are recorded on Facebook or YouTube or whatever as they're live. So you will have a copy of it for later if you want it. So I just want to let you guys know that and let you know, like, so you will have the recording of it and you will also kind of like have the experience. By the way, I think we have another one on the 11th. So next Friday, I believe it is, or Thursday or Friday. We're doing one on the 11th. And then I think it's a Thursday. It might be a Friday. And so we'll do one in the evening on that day. I do have a lady who I will be doing a reading for initially, who I offered her a reading on here because I keep saying I'm going to do like live stream group readings and I keep canceling them because I have to do all this other shit. So she is someone that's always bought tickets and I've always had to refund her. So I just said, hey, since I am not going to do it live, like stream anytime soon, I'll do them in person, definitely. So I have her on there and I don't know anything about her. So I just want to let you guys know that. And so again, like, don't tell me too much. I swear, I got this dude who's in a boat. He's coming up to me. He's not that old. I don't know that he dies in the boat. Okay. Like if he died in a boat accident, but he's in a boat because he loved being in a boat. So I feel like that's this guy. So he probably had one. And when he's coming through, he's like pretty like in my face. So I have to say, he's definitely someone that has like a very, I don't know, kind of like a fun personality. Like I feel like lots of people loved hanging out with him. Lots of people liked his like spending time with him. I do think he dies in some kind of like it doesn't seem like the type of thing where it's someone that dies of an illness or something like that. So I just want to be clear about that. That's not the feeling that I'm getting. And when he's coming through, he's just he is like very I think he's only in his 50s. He's like my age. So I'm 51. So he's got to be close to my age when he passes. Either that or he'd be that age right now. He has some other people with him. So I definitely don't feel like he's the main communicator, but he's the one that starts. Because I've kind of asked the spirit world to get like real obvious with the first reading, because there's always so many people that kind of like reach for it. So I've started to ask the spirit world to like get real obvious with the first one, and that will lead me to the other one. And my friend Anthony, who's coming out in November, if you haven't got tickets, I'm telling you, get tickets. He's fucking awesome. Him and I will demonstrate together in my office, and it's kind of like not a huge group. He usually does like groups of like 300, 400 people. I'm like, let's do 50 so more people get a reading. So getting to have that experience is really cool, and he's really good at it. But the reason I'm telling you that is because I even asked for, in those experiences, for people to like start coming through in a really clear, coherent way, so I know exactly who they are. But he always says everybody has an A list and a B list, and sometimes your B list comes before your A list. So just know that the guy in the boat might be your B list. He has like, he's in a boat and he comes up and he's like dies in his 50s. And he just tells me he's got like some young dude with him. I don't know who it is. He's like in a boat. He's got a guy with him. I don't think the guy died in the boat. I feel like I talked to the other guy. I don't feel like I've talked to the dude in the boat. But he seems to love the freaking boat. Wait, I have a boat person who would be our age now. He's also the first one. Huh. Allie. Interesting. I know Allie. Allie used to be my assistant. Yeah, I don't remember the boat guy. But the younger guy might very well be her son. Allie, who's actually, I love Allie, but much like Jerry, I'm a horrible friend and I never really get back to people. So Allie, who I don't usually see on here, has something been got, like, so her son is in the spirit world and his name is William. And I know him. And I kind of, so did boat guy die unexpectedly and he'd be our age now? And I've talked to him before. And did he die in like kind of a crazy way? Ali Slocum. He died in a crazy way. And is something like, so her son passed, who I know I've talked to her son and her mom. And that's how I met her. Crazy story, you guys. She just kind of friended me randomly on Facebook. And this was years. Don't knock that over, Cat. She's trying to knock the mouse over. And so, sorry, she's got to come back on camera whether she wants to or not. So I met her because I felt like she was going through like some hard times and she needed some furniture and stuff. So I reached out to people on Facebook, got her some furniture, went to her house, said, hey, I don't even know you. Do you want some furniture? Gave it to her. We met and there was this blonde lady that was there and that was her mom. And this is before her son passed and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought that that was crazy. And Allie, the first person I talked to was your mom, not a guy in a boat. But I guess if I did a reading for you, there was a guy in a boat. So there's a guy in a boat who dies in a crazy way. And then your son must be here. And I feel like you must be needing a little bit of a cheering squad right now or something. So some of the shit you're doing, I know you're like, she's my age and she's all like working to be a freaking firefighter, which I think is super badass. But there must be some stuff going on for you because it's like you got your mom here, your son here. You also have a couple of other people here who I don't remember talking to. But it seems like you might need just like a little bit of a cheering squad or a little bit of a I don't know, like a little bit of help. Because it seems like you have some loved ones here who are trying to help you through something kind of difficult. I know there's a firefighter thing, but it's something else because it feels like it's something you're like super worried about. So I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it looks like you got a little bit of a fan club here starting to kind of pile in. So, yeah. So anyway, Allie, wherever you are, communicate with me. Do you want to come online? I don't know that you want to come online, but if you want to come online or Audible or whatever, audibly be here, I think I might have your son. So, okay. She said yes. She agreed. All right, let's do this. Let me figure out how to do it. Invite. And that's the link. Okay, this link is for Allie Slocum, who I love, and she used to be my assistant, and some of you may have spoken to her before. But I feel like she needs something, and there's people here with boat guy starts the party because he died in a weird, kind of unconventional way. So there we go. I think I'm putting the link up, or it's coming up. And so Allie, just grab the link. Allie Slocum. I know there's another Allie, so hi, other Allie. But let me talk to you. So come on down, lady. Oh, and by the way, you see my necklace? It's a butterfly and it says KOTU in it. KOTU, Kim of the Universe, which is also on my license plate. So, all right, Allie, all you got to do is hit the link, and then we can chit chat. I haven't talked to Allie in months, so I am kind of hello from New Zealand. That I am just kind of surprised that this is where this is going first, but this is where this is going first. So let me see. All right, Allie Pants. So when she gets on here, we're going to do her reading, and then I will do another one. So don't worry about that. I'll be on here till 9. Sometimes a little bit later. I don't know. I just have a problem with talking. So I will be talking. We'll just say that. But it just so you guys know, those of you who signed on later, Stephanie's been posting stuff about this. I do have an open house on October 27th. And if you guys want to come, it's totally free to the public. I give stuff away. I do some readings, all that kind of stuff. So just if you want to participate, you are welcome to.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hello. I was not expecting it to be you, and I don't remember anything about a dude in a boat, yes. or ever doing a reading for you at a fair. I thought,
yeah, I was there taking pictures, and you said you had someone who drowned, and you were like, is that anyone here? And I'm going, and he was on a boat, and I was like,
and did he love that freaking boat?
Yes.
Okay. I swear, if he could have a relationship with the boat, I think he would have. But I think he has your son with him because he had a younger guy standing behind him. And I'm like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah. Of course, I can't see anything. So it's just like a feeling of like whatever. But I think that's William. But I think your mom's in the boat. And not just that, but I feel like there's some other people there as well. Like people that I don't even know that I've talked to. But it seems like, so what's going on? Are you it just seems like you need a fan club.
Yeah. The fire thing's been a little rough.
Okay. It's been a little rough. Okay. So it just seems like, so I just want to tell you that all these dead people are kind of cheering you on, but especially your son. I don't think he could ever, much like me, I don't understand why. My brother did the exact same thing. One of my living brothers, he's like, oh, he's on the fire department now in Jefferson and still working at his job. And while he was doing that, you were also doing that, which I think is kind of crazy at our age to be like, I'm going to be a fireman or firewoman. But here we are. So I imagine that to be quite challenging. But it looks like you've been asking or calling in all angels, so to speak. And I feel like your son is front and center with your mom. But the boat guy seems to be involved as well. So I just want you to know, boat guy apparently is still freaking around you. But it just seems like, I guess, that it's like a lot or it's overwhelming. And I think sometimes you are not sure that you chose the right thing or whatever, but I definitely feel like you did. I feel like it's kind of taking you out of your comfort zone, and that was maybe not a bad thing. Maybe you needed a little kick in the pants. So whatever. So this is just how it was done. But it looks to me like you have, so are there still it looks like I'm looking at you running hurdles, running a race with the hurdles, you got to jump over them. So I don't know. It just seems like you still have some hurdles on the racetrack that it just looks like they keep getting higher and higher and higher.
That would be accurate.
So the hurdles just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so when I'm looking at, I feel like I need to tell you that hello to everybody saying hi to me. But it looks like the hurdles are only going to get bigger. I'm not saying that to freak you out. I'm saying that because your son and your mom and boat guy are kind of telling you hey, it will get worse before it gets better. but it's like a personal challenge. So it's really interesting. You're doing this whole experience. It reminds me of when I did the what are the stairs, the incline in Manitou.
Yeah.
And I remember looking up and thinking, how the hell am I going to do this shit? And it was just like one step at a time. I know you did it too. But I just want to tell you to remind you one step at a time, because it seems like you're forgetting that part. You're like getting ahead of yourself or thinking or looking at all the other hurdles coming down the way. Son is so proud of you. He like cannot freaking believe that you're doing this. But you have a living son too, who I also think is proud of you. Because it's like everybody's like, holy shit, look what she's doing. I'm like, holy shit, look what she's doing. Yeah. But I just think that you're kind of though in this like little cloud right now, like a little rain cloud.
Yes.
So you're in the rain cloud. And in this rain cloud, I would remind you that the sun always comes back out. It doesn't stay rainy forever. The hurdles don't get bigger forever. Eventually you finish the race. And so I feel like they're all cheering you on, but also reminding you that you're getting ahead of yourself with the whole like, I'm going to be successful. I'm not going to be successful. I'm going to get this figured out. I'm not going to get this figured out. Like that, you're just getting ahead of yourself. So I just feel like one step at a time will do wonders for you. Yeah. And I also kind of think that there's, you're still like up on the mountain.
Yep.
Okay. And so there must, have you had like some weird animal interactions lately, or have you had like some animals like kind of come that I don't think you would be expecting? So you live up in the mountains. I would expect like a little moose, elk, whatever. You know, we're in Colorado. There's a shit ton of animals it could be, but it actually looks like birds. And it's like weird looking birds, different birds you didn't even know existed or something. So
I recently made friends with a bunch of crows.
Okay. And one of them looked kind of weird.
I have seen one up here that's got white spots.
White spots for a crow has white spots?
Yeah.
That's a weird crow. Okay. I don't think I've never seen that before. But I feel like the weird bird experience is kind of like all like, so if you got a pack of crows you're friends with, I would imagine one's your mom, one's your boat dude, one's your son, one's your, like, you got a grandpa over there who can't believe you're doing this either. Like, I think that's your mom's dad or something. So it's like they're all there cheering you on. But I would say the next time you have an interaction with the crows, just know that that's all these people I'm talking to in bird form, because they talk to you and they squawk at you a lot. But I feel like that's like your dead people saying, you got this, you can do this, whatever. So your little fan club of birds is actually like spirit family. So I just want to tell you that. And I also want to say that it looks like don't you work at that grocery place? Why did something change with work? Yeah. Like your job's different. Something about the way you're working or your job is changed. And I kind of feel like that's a weight off my shoulders. So I don't know exactly what that is, but it's a weight off my shoulders. So it might be something though that sometimes you're like thinking like, did I do the right thing or whatever? But I definitely think you did. So I just want to give you a thumbs up about that, because I feel like you're always second guessing yourself, but I know you, so I know that about you. But I just want to say the crows are your people, and they're coming to visit you and let you know that they love you, but all their squawking is just as much as all these dead people would be talking to you if they were here cheering you on. So consider those your cheerleaders.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. Your crow pack is your cheerleaders.
My murder.
Yeah, your murder of crows is your cheerleaders. But I just want to tell you that I'm going to move on to another reading. I absolutely adore you, as you know. And I feel like there's probably some other stuff, but I don't feel like talking about that in public arena. However,
I love you.
at some point, I may actually randomly reach out and like communicate like a normal fucking person. When that day comes, just expect the universe to be correct.
Yes.
So I just want to let you know that. And I want to let you know that you are very loved. And even the boat guy, who apparently has been dead for a minute, he is here too. And so it doesn't matter. I guess, time doesn't exist, so it doesn't really matter how long it's been. You just got a fan club. So I just want to tell you that before I move on to other people's dead people, and tell you to, and no catching fire. Okay.
Yes.
You're out there dealing with fires. I don't need you. I don't need to be talking to you on the other side. Okay.
No, that is not the plan.
You know that. Careful. Careful.
I will. I love you.
Lady. I love you too. It was very good to talk to you. And I'm glad we got to do it in this really weird way. Anyway. Well, I guess I ended up talking to you. No, I never do. So you and Jerry, poor Jerry, and Toby and Sarah and Jen and all the good friends of mine. Anyway, I adore you, woman. Be safe.
I will. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, let's talk to another person. That was kind of a surprise. When it's someone I know, it usually catches me off guard. But that was pretty quick and fast and furious because her son was ready. Okay, so I feel like I've got somebody's dad here. I feel like the dad dies. Sorry, you guys, I'm just moving on to the next one because I want to try to get to as many as I can. So I feel like the dad dies and so you guys, I just want to be really specific that the information that I'm giving, it needs to match. Okay, like don't try to make it fit, stuff like that. Because then what happens is the reading doesn't go to where it needs to and it ends up falling somewhere else. So I want to, even if it takes a few minutes, try to figure out who this guy is, because I feel like he's passed recently. So to me, recently is this year, 2024. He also is telling me that he had cancer for quite some time, and it was, he had cancer at some point. He did kind of deal with that. And then there was maybe some remission or something, but it's a blood cancer that he would have had. And then that blood cancer continued, and then he had something else. So it's remission. It's not that he was like clear of cancer. It's that he went into remission, and then it came back, is what he's saying to me. So I definitely feel like when I'm talking to him, he is saying that he would have passed in this last year after a battle with cancer. It starts off or maybe it starts off in a different way and then becomes blood cancer or something, but it's in his blood. So that's like leukemia, Hodgkin's lymphoma, stuff like that, is a cancer that's in the blood. And he's telling me, though, he did fight it. He did follow doctor's orders. He did all the things he was supposed to. He did try. He is not an old man, so I definitely don't feel like he's like in his 80s or 90s. He might have been in his 60s or early 70s when he passed. He's a very strong-willed man, and he possibly like owned a business or was a manager or something like that. He's definitely in charge. Has a big family he leaves behind, including kids and grandkids. So this guy, when I am looking at this, you guys, I see like a couple of you on here, but I'm going to leave this kind of a little bit up to Stephanie as I'm going along. So he had like blood cancer. And he has two, but there's two different kinds. One of them might have been an organ and one of them might have been in his blood. He also talks about like, there's like a tumor, there's like surgery, there's all kinds of shit connected to this cancer battle with him. But ultimately he kind of loses it. And so he is coming through with a very, like this feels very recent to me. It feels like he feels newer over there in the spirit world. I know that there's lots of you that want readings and stuff. So this is just my way of trying to give back, because I do readings all day. Not everybody can afford them. So I try to do things like this and open houses to give people an opportunity to connect. But I would say if you guys can just make sure that the information matches. And so I died last year this month. Wait a second. Hey, Amber. No, this is somebody's dad. No. Amber Renee. I don't know why. I know it's not. It's last year this month, so it's a year ago, which to me is pretty damn recent. You said he had hepatitis and liver cancer. Is hepatitis, you guys, I'm sorry, I am inept when it comes to certain biology things. Is hepatitis something in your blood? Let me just, I don't know. Let me go a little further. But Amber, you're on my radar. However, let me just keep digging around. Okay. Because I don't know. I would say that I know your dad's here, but I don't know that that's what this is. So, inflammation of the liver. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. She's a vet, but she helps with people things too. Okay. So it might not be you, Amber, because it feels like cancer twice. And it feels like he died like this year or recently, within a year, something like that. He keeps talking about that it's like a blood cancer or like Hodgkin's lymphoma or like what's the other one? There's another one. Lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma. What's the other one in the blood? Leukemia. So I don't know. It's in his blood. So it's really hard to get rid of. And there would be remission and then it comes back, is what he's telling me. And he's just very specific about it. He is definitely a man who knows how to take the lead. He does what he's supposed to with his care. Like he's definitely taking care of himself. The more I talk about this, the less I think it's you, Amber, but I know your dad's here. So I just want to say hi from him because you asked him to come. So my friend referred you. She had died 4/14, 58 years. Hold on. Sounds like my dad, but he didn't have cancer that I know. He had cancer. He's very, very specific that he had cancer. So let's see here. Michelle Anderson. Who is that? Oh, Michelle Anderson. It's not quite a year. He had lymphoma twice, beat it, and it came again. It's been not quite a year yet. Hey, Michelle Anderson. Hey. Was your dad like kind of like a leader or like owned his own business or did a lot of like, it's just like he's in charge, is kind of my feeling. I think his mom's in the spirit world and I think there's other people in his family with cancer. So, Michelle, he had his own business. All right, Michelle, you're my person. Amber, Renee, I am sorry that it is not your person, but it is your person because your dad says hello. But any other dead people you got over there, just know like they're there, they're all together and they love you. And his dad also had cancer. Okay, Michelle, it's you. I don't know if I've read you before, but this guy is a boss when he's coming through. So let me invite you on here if you want to come on and do it. On here, great. If you want to just do audio, that is also okay. But I've read you before. Okay, right on. I don't care. I'm reading you again. So come on down. And I don't know if I read you on here or if I read you in person, but apparently your dad knows how to talk to me. So, and he might have something to say. So if I've read him before, I am going to set the intention that the next reading is for someone I have not read before. But at this particular moment, he seems to have something to say. So, Michelle, if you want to participate, you can. If not, that's okay. I know you said I've read you before, so it's totally up to you. But I definitely feel like there's something here for you or some kind of message and there should always be new stuff, even if I read you before. So he's very specific about the cancer situation. I've been asking them to be more specific, or maybe I'm just choosing to be more specific than I have in the past, because I don't want anyone to I don't want anyone to lose their opportunity for a reading. So there we go. All right. Hello.
Hi.
So I've read you before?
Yeah, a couple times.
Have I read you in person? Or like over the phone or on Zoom?
Over the phone, and I was in a audience in upstate Colorado.
Oh, okay. So I've read you in a couple of different places. But have I talked to your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like he's telling me he was like a leader. So he owned his own business. He tells me he had cancer twice. It's blood cancer. So it's lymphoma. He said he did what he was supposed to do with his care or whatever the doctors told him, or something like that. Because I definitely feel like your dad wanted to be here. So his dad had cancer. I think you said that in the little thing. He's got some other people there with him, but there seems to be something he's here for you about. Like he's here to talk to you about some stuff going on in your life. So
yeah.
It's like he says you need him right now. You kind of like want his advice about some stuff, and you've been like thinking about him a lot and wondering like what he might think of things, how he might see things, what he might kind of tell you to do, because you're at some kind of a crossroads. And I don't know what it is, but he is definitely like the go-to guy when it comes to these kinds of experiences. So I'm sorry I don't remember talking to him, but he definitely seems to remember talking to me. And so he's like a boss. Like, that's why I was like, did he own his own business? Like, he's like a leader. He's like, come on, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. But he's got a bunch of other people there. Is your mom still living now?
Yeah, she's still living.
And there's kids for you or something? Like you got
not mine, my sister's kids.
Okay. He's a grandpa, but
yes.
Is there something with you and your sister and your sister's kids and all kinds of shit going on in your family? Because he says you're at a crossroads, and I feel like you're not really sure whether you want to continue the way things are or whether you want to change that shit up. And you're thinking you might want to change things, but you have to, like, this is about boundaries.
Yes.
It's about boundaries in a big way. And your dad says that you're kind of the one who's always like trying to help or take care of things or whatever. But now you're overwhelmed with a bunch of bullshit that isn't really your shit, but you feel like you got to help with. But if you don't step in, nobody else will do it. That kind of thing. Does that all resonate with you?
Yep. I'm
your dad
trying to channel his direction.
Yeah. Your dad says, keep your boundaries. He says, don't. It's like a sinking ship, he says. There's another boat reference. But he says it's a sinking ship. So for you to continue on the path you're on, it will just continue to drag you down. So he says that you need to keep your boundaries. Even though I know this is his family and these are people that he loves, you're on a sinking ship, is what he's telling me. So maybe that's your sister or kids, whatever. No offense to your sister. I'm sure they're all lovely. But he's telling me that he wants to let you know that's exactly what he would say. You know that that's what he'd say, but you don't want to deal with it because it's very like, cringy. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Who's going to get mad? Who's going to get upset? You're used to being the peacemaker, and this is not a peaceful kind of move, but it is for your own peace of mind.
Yeah.
So that's what your dad's saying. And I feel like he's got other people there agreeing with him. But it's like you are the responsible one. And your dad says in some ways, since he's been gone, you've been trying to like keep things afloat or keep your family together or something. But there's only so much you can do. And at some point, your sanity matters. And I feel like you just need to step back and keep your boundaries and allow yourself to kind of heal and get better. And because you're just go. And it's other people's shit. It's not even your shit. It's other people's shit. And that's what your dad's saying, is that you can't save the boat. You got to let the boat sink so that they can figure out how to swim and get out. So
it's funny the boat thing, because he worked on ships. He ran his own business and then left that and went to work on boats.
Okay. I'm like, what's all the deal with the boats today? The first reading was boats, and then I'm like boats, and that's why, because he worked on ships and stuff like that. It's funny how it all happens, because I never know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking. And so he's saying that, but he said you really wanted to hear from him tonight and hear what he thought. And it's not a full, like it's not a half hour, an hour reading. It's just a quick answer. And right. He goes, you know exactly what I think. And he would tell you the same thing if he was here, because he says you can't be on a sinking ship. You gotta sometimes you gotta let it sink and create another boat, I guess. So the water is very stormy right now. It reminds me of those TikTok videos of the North Sea with the huge freaking waves and the cargo ships and all the cargo falling off the side. And that's kind of where you're at. But the thing is, I never thought of it this way. I guess if the cargo was tied to the ship, it would sink the ship. But if all those cargoes are stacked, but the waves get too much, they fall off and this ship doesn't sink, he said.
Yep.
I never thought of it that way. I was just like, true. Oh my God, why don't they tie that shit down? And he's like, they can't tie it down because then the whole ship will sink. Yep. So your dad has brought his boat knowledge to the reading tonight. So I just want to tell you, though, that that's kind of the metaphor that he's giving you. And that's exactly what he would say if he was here. And he loves you, and he thinks you're doing an awesome job, and he knows that you care about everybody, and he knows that you want to be there for everybody. But he says, sometimes you got to let the boat sink, or at least they got to bail the water out on their own. But right now, they're not. They're wanting you to do that, and I just don't think that's what you need to be doing right now. And so there's healing that comes in setting those boundaries, but those boundaries are hard. And I empathize with you. I know how hard it is to set boundaries with family, especially when you're the one that's kind of helping everybody all the time. But I know that you can. So, and so does your dad. He's cheering you on. And he says, it doesn't mean you love anybody any less. That's right. What he's like, it doesn't mean you love anybody any less. It just means sometimes you got to, put your life jacket on and do your own thing. So give yourself a break from all of that. And it will eventually kind of come back around. You're not going to lose your family or never talk to them again, but put your life jacket on and save yourself right now.
Okay.
So that's what I would tell you. But thank you for coming on. And hopefully there's new information about your dad that I never talked about before, because I always ask them to share new things. Yeah. So hopefully there was.
You read for us right after he passed, and he came through immediately, but then we heard from all these other people that we knew who've passed recently. So he didn't talk a whole lot that time. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. He's like, there's a bunch of other people with him. He's not letting anybody else talk. He said, this is a family matter. Yeah. This is you and me. This is you and him having a conversation. So I just want to let you know that your dad loves you.
Thank you.
And he's got your back, even if your back feels a little vulnerable right now. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate you, and thank you for getting readings from me and stuff like that. And this is all recorded, so you can just go on YouTube or Facebook or wherever the hell to find your copy of it.
I'll show it to my family.
Oh yeah, they'll love it.
He told me to stop saving you.
You're like, look, he said boundaries, so I gotta go. Well, whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. Your dad doesn't seem to have any problems speaking his mind. So that's the kind of man he was. So he's still like that. So I just want to let you know that.
Thank you.
It was very nice to talk to you, and I hope the rest of your evening is wonderful.
It'll be great.
And that you get a good night's sleep.
I will.
Okay, my dear, have a good night. I'm going to figure out how to do this because I'm like trying to end it, but I'm not very good at it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to say goodbye. All right, you guys, I'm going to do one more. I know it's like close to the end, but I set the intention that I wanted to do one for someone I don't know. So we're going to do that. What I want to do is, I think, let's see here. I feel like I've got somebody's son here. I feel like his mom's watching, but he might also have somebody else watching. Like it might be his mom and somebody else. So it's more than one person. I think he leaves behind like sister and a mom and some other family members. He does tell me that this is an overdose. Whether it's intentional or not, I don't know, but it is an overdose. And he is kind of coming through very strongly because he is kind of pushes the edges a lot. Like he would do that his whole life. Like this isn't just because, he died and he overdosed and he made a mistake. He tells me like ever since he was a kid, he always kind of like went a little too far or pushed things just a little too far. So when he's coming through right now, he's saying that to me, that there's something here about him being the type of guy that just pushes things too far. And it's like he's very impulsive. That's what I want to say. He's very impulsive. And so his mom and his sister, and he has some other relatives, but he might have a mom that's watching tonight, possibly a sister or a friend or cousin or something like that, someone that feels like sister to him. He's kind of on the younger side, but not a teenager. So he kind of feels like he's in his 20s, maybe in his early 20s, maybe about 23. And so he is telling me, though, that he needed to come tonight because his mom is here, or his friend is here and his mom and something. I don't know. There seems to be two people connected to him that might be watching tonight. I definitely do not know this man. So I've never done a reading for you, never talked to you. So if I have talked to you, there's lots of people that die of overdose. And I talked to a lot of them. But this guy, I definitely haven't talked to him. And he said he's supposed to be here tonight. So I just want to say that. I feel like, though, he is about 23 when he dies. He is not a teenager. He just keeps saying he wasn't a teenager. And so hopefully his mom is still watching because this is his mom. He keeps talking about his mom. And that his mom kind of had some bad feelings or something around the time that this happened. So she was worried. She was really worried. And when she got the call, which happened kind of like maybe a day later or something, because she hadn't heard from him in a day or so. And he's kind of found overdose. There's no hospital visit. There's nothing like that. He doesn't make it to that point. And so I feel like, though, his mom is watching. Hopefully she's still watching because this is a new person. I definitely feel like he's been in the spirit world for kind of like a shorter period of time, maybe like less than 5 years when he's coming through. And he has you guys, I suck with names, but I'm wondering if his name is like Dylan or Declan or something like that. So I want to say that this is an overdose. And so It's really kind of specific that that's what it is, and it's not intentional, but it's foolish. And he may have had another overdose at another time. He looks like he's about 23. He has facial hair, so that's why I'm thinking he's not a teenager. Again, he keeps talking about his mom and like his sister, or like there's two women watching. I did see somebody say that they have a I think that is Linda, but I don't think that this person is 15. Although I do see that his mom and you are both watching. I don't know that this is him, and I'm not sure if I've ever read you before. This guy is definitely not somebody I've talked to. And so when he's coming through, he's like keeps talking about his mom. So I don't know if she's still watching. She might have been on earlier and then left or something like that. But this is really important. And I missed him or missed this earlier because the guy in the boat and the young guy behind him, I don't know what is with all the freaking water boat shit tonight, but I just keep seeing like another boat. Somebody else is sailing in, I guess. But I just keep feeling like there's this guy here. He's in his early 20s, and he seems to pass from an overdose. So, what? My daughter is right in front of me, you guys. What?
You were saying there's something about a boat. There's something about a boat. And then I looked down at the camera. Somebody named Richard something Jr. joined the live. And it's like a guy. It looks like a bald guy sitting on a couch. Like, there's something about a boat. But it wasn't that last name, but it's like the same amount of letters as.
Just look at my brother.
Yeah, it's not showing anymore. I was going to show you, but.
That's so cool. You guys, so my brother passed. My brother passed away. I'm just going to tell you guys this while I wait and see if anybody comes on and kind of claims this kid. My brother died like in August, and he died of pancreatic cancer, and he fought it. He really, really fought it. And he had a boat. I never got to go on his boat with him, but he definitely loved his boat. And we spent a lot of time at the beach. I met him when I was 45, so I didn't get to spend a lot of years with him. But his name is Richard. And I guess and he had no hair. And there was somebody named Richard that I guess came on with a picture of a boat leaning back, and he looked just like my brother. And Stephanie came down and she was like, look at this, but he wasn't on it disappeared, whatever it was. And I've had lots of reminders of him lately. So it's really cool when my dead people come to visit, because they come in all these little synchronicities. And then while I'm waiting for this about the guy with the overdose, wait, that's why you're getting so many votes. Maybe it's because of my brother. He always wanted to go on the boat, but we never got time to go, and then he got too sick. But it's just Stephanie commented. She's like, it looked exactly the same. But like I have losses, and I have people that I love, and they visit me in signs just like you guys get and stuff. And the other day, I was in Ohio. I was having a rough day. And it was, I see eagles connected to Mike and 912 a lot. So I'm going to tell you guys this little story of synchronicity. And hopefully this person comes. And if not, I might have to just save this for next week when I do it again. So I was in Ohio. I was having a hard time. And I am driving in a car. And as I'm driving, the Eagles start to play. I was like, you better be here, whatever. So the Eagles start to play. And it was Hotel California. And he liked that song. That was his number 3 favorite song. So he liked that song. So it came on, and I looked at 912 and I thought, cool, you're here. Right. But then it got better. So I'm looking at the clock and it's 912. And then I was like, cool, you're here. And then I look up and the license plate in front of me says 912. And I was like, oh, you're really here. And then I saw like something that I thought was a hawk, but it was actually like 2 eagles. Person I was with was like, those are eagles. And I was like, shit. And then in Ohio, there's a grocery store called Giant Eagle. And that was right there to my left. And I was like, all right, I get it. You're here. And so I just want to tell you that my loved ones communicate the same way your loved ones communicate with you. And it's not like I talk to your people. It's not like that at all. It's the same way that you get signs and stuff. Every once in a while, I get like a little magical moment, or someone else will come that knew them, and I'll get a glimpse of talking to them the way I talk to your loved ones. But for the most part, that's not how it works for me. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Jerry, it's a Ohio grocery store, Giant Eagle. And so I didn't even know that existed. So anyway, I don't know who this lady is, but it seems like there's a man here. He's like, I'll get her. So I guess his mom maybe will be next week. I hope. I don't know. I'm hoping because it seems like he's pretty desperate to talk to somebody, but she might have tuned out because I did those other readings first. But I feel like she'll be back, or he'll be back, or something like that. So I'll just kind of leave that there. But I just want to tell you guys, don't forget the open house. Definitely come if you can come. If you want to sign on and watch it online, that's absolutely fine. We will try to, because I'm going to do like a little Q&A about like even teach a little mini class on how to keep your house clear for the holidays, before and after the holidays, because, you know, your family and shit. And so like teach people kind of like how to do that and stuff. So just know that that's upcoming. I am not necessarily getting the mom. He keeps saying my mom. So I guess his mom maybe next week. I don't know. Maybe I look back through the comments and see if I see anything. Just know, you guys, usually after this is over and it's on Facebook, there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of people that create fake accounts. They keep changing me to medium and psychics Kim Moore and stealing my logo, stealing my videos, stealing my picture. There's a TikTok channel that has more followers than my real TikTok channel, except the go-to information is China Tina or Tina China or some shit like that. So that's not me. So just be wary of that I'm not going to communicate with you guys that way, that I'm not that kind of a person. So I'm not going to ask you for money up front or any of that weird shit. If you come to my open house, not only am I doing free readings, but I'm also giving away a couple free half-hour readings, tuition, maybe for a class and some other stuff. So if you're interested, definitely come. And so if any of you want to come, you're welcome to. My office is in Lakewood. It's near Wadsworth and 285. And it's a complete open house, no charge, no nothing. Like, we do have some stuff for sale there, like house blessing stuff and everything, but everything else is free. And the giveaways are free. You get 5 tickets when you get there, and you can put them in any drawing box that you want. I'll do a mini class on how to bless your house after and before people come. We'll do a little Q&A about Halloween stuff and all the spooky shit. FYI, I don't believe in ghosts. I think your loved ones are absolutely fine and nobody's over there suffering or any of that shit. But we can talk about that kind of stuff. And we will have some moderators, so I should be able to answer questions for anybody kind of tuned in online. But I just want to say that you guys, somebody asked if Dina was going to be there. Dina's not going to be there, but I am going to talk about our upcoming retreat in February. We've got some pictures. I'm going to talk about it, but she won't necessarily be there, but I will have her information. Of course, I always do, to share with you guys. Dina Gould, lightofmind.org. She's lovely. Charles will be there. Charles Cox, who runs like the Denver Psychic Meetup. He'll be there. My friend Misty, who's going to help me bless houses and work with me on a Home Sweet Home so I can get back to that, will also be there as well. And so Julie, I think he's about, nope, is definitely not a 9-year-old. The guy overdosed and he's like 23. So I know there's other people that have sons that they want to talk to, but just it's getting late, and I did readings for 9 hours today. So I'm just a little tired, but I will be back on the 11th. And then on the 27th, you guys are all welcome to attend. I will not be able to do the live readings, like the readings that I do for the group. You can watch, but I can't separate that and do part, like I can't do hybrid like that. I can do that with classes. I can do that with other things, but I can't with the live readings, or at least I haven't really quite figured out how to do that yet. So I just want to tell you guys I adore you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for like listening to me talk all this time. Look for signs from your loved ones. I'm definitely going to have more videos and information like on TikTok, like just to answer some commonly asked questions, because you want to know something? The other day, last night, someone came to me for a reading and their daughter died in like a fucking murder suicide, right? Like she was murdered, and she had gone to a medium, and the medium told her that her daughter paid a high price for her, for the mom. And I was like, not only did that piss her daughter off, that fucking pissed me off. And I was like, that is such bullshit. Like that is absolutely 100% not true. And I just want you guys to know that mediums are just as fucked up as everybody else. So we all have to do work on ourselves. And so every message and everything comes through the filter of the mind of the medium. And so we all have to constantly work on ourselves. So if there's ever like, and that's why I'm so protective of you guys with all these clowns that try to like falsify and like pretend to be me and shit, because they're just trying to get money from you, and they'll just say whatever the fuck they want to say. And they're not at like, if someone's out there like trying to get you, scam you, they're not a good medium. They're not. And they haven't built a business. They haven't like practiced doing readings. They haven't done anything. They're just trying to get money from you and say either what you want to hear or tell you some crazy shit. So after that reading last night, it kind of inspired me to remember why I do this and the dangers that are out there. It's not dangerous. Like there's a lot of really good mediums. And if you want a different medium, like you can't get in with me or you can't afford me, I have a referral page on my website of people that I absolutely trust. And I would put you in their hands if you need to. So I am very picky about that kind of stuff. But I just want you guys to know that if you have anyone that says anything kind of weird to you, that's a medium, or says your loved ones are suffering or some shit like that, just know that that is not true. I've been doing this for 20 years, and not once out of the tens of thousands of fucking dead people I talk to has anyone ever said, oh, I wish I was alive again, or oh, I'm suffering. Like they're all good because they're not human. They're in heaven. We're in hell. So just remember that, and just remember to take the things you read and the things you see with a grain of salt, because every medium, no matter how good they are, is also a person, and people have issues. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's a true story. So just know that and keep that in mind, okay? But hopefully I get to see you guys at my open house, but just know I will be back on here on the 11th next week. I have one lady pre-planned. Hopefully I'll get back to whoever this chick is with a son who's 23 who died of an overdose. But I will talk about him next week just to see if I get her back online. So I just want to let you know that and give you all lots of love, and hope you have a wonderful night.